Well, moving on now, the drug angle in the Sushant Singh Rajput death case is getting bigger. Widening investigation, the Narcotics Control Bureau has summoned late actor's former manager Shruti Modi and his talent manager Jaya Saha. They will appear before the agency today. And for more on this, let's go across to my colleague Aruneel, who's joining me on the broadcast. And Aruneel, both the former managers, Shruti Modi, Jaya Saha, have been summoned by the NCB. They've already given their statements, I believe, to other investigative agencies. But now on the drugs angle as well, these two will have to give their statements.
Well, the summoning of Shruti Modi and Jaya Saha is extremely significant, considering the fact that in the chats also Jaya Saha was the person who had suggested to Rhea Chakraborty to give CBD oil to Sushant Singh Rajput. Now CBD oil is also banned in India. So why these kind of drugs were suggested by Jaya Saha? That question certainly arises. And when we spoke to some of the insiders, basically witnesses in the case, Anandi and Ayush, they also clearly mentioned about it, saying that it was Shruti Modi and Rhea Chakraborty. They were very close friends, and Jaya Saha had also come at a party that was a small-time party that was happening at Waterstone Resort, and drugs were certainly consumed over there. So were they also part of this entire drug nexus that Rhea Chakraborty allegedly operated, and were they also part of the nexus wherein Rhea Chakraborty planned to drug the late actor Sushant Singh Rajput? These are some questions that come to the fore.
Aruneel, also, the arrest another important point is very similar to what you raised, that was Sushant Singh Rajput consuming these drugs out of his own will, or was he being gently or slowly pushed into the consumption by his partner at that point in time? Perhaps the two managers can throw more light on his behavior even before Rhea Chakraborty came into his life.
Well, that is right, Preeti. In fact, Shruti Modi is somebody who's been considered to be the person who connected Rhea Chakraborty to Jaya Saha. His career choices were entirely controlled by Rhea Chakraborty. That's what has been told to us by Ayush and Anandi as well. And now, why did Rhea Chakraborty first sack all the people who were working for Sushant Singh Rajput? Basically, the loyalists were sacked and new people were brought on the board. So was she planning something right from the start? And in that meticulous planning that was done, was Sushant Singh Rajput given some heavy kind of drugs? We also have testimonies saying that heavy medicines were administered to Sushant Singh Rajput. Rhea Chakraborty sourced those medicines via her doctor father. So was it a mixture of heavy medicines and some lethal potent drugs that were administered to the late actor with the aim of financial exploitation of Sushant Singh Rajput? These are some questions that come to the fore, and the questioning of Jaya Saha and Shruti Modi becomes extremely important. At present, I am outside the house of Shruti Modi. She is expected to leave in some time.
Okay, we'll track that with you, Aruneel. For the moment, I'm going to request you to stay with me for the next